Hey guys, this is Gamer Welcome to another Touhou Lost Branch of Legend playthrough. This time we're on Marisa B, the red Marisa shot type, and it's a charge based one. So last time we saw the potion based thing when we did Marisa, and that was really great. We might still see some of that this time, it depends how the cards align. I have had potion styles with this as well, but it's designed primarily around the charge mechanic with the mini hacker over here. And yeah, hopefully we get to show this bit off instead, because this is interesting, to say the least. It's a little bit of a counter sort of balancing thing with it though. The idea behind charge is you build it up every time, and you know, as the primary thing, you build it up every time you spend red mana on an attack. That's for the exhibit, but there are plenty of cards that give you charge as well. If you get to 8 charge, you enter burst mode, where you get 3 Philosopher's Mana, 3 rainbows, and you do twice as much damage for the rest of that turn. But the problem is, there's an overdrive sort of bit to it as well, which spends your charge in order to do some reasonable bonus effects on a lot of the cards, and that's like, it kind of takes you away from the charge, so we might not even see burst mode unless we get a decent amount of enablers, we shall say, until we actually get further into the run. So I don't know, it's a weird sort of counterbalance thing, but it's okay. We'll make it work. And there's some very fun things that we can do with this stuff here. So on our opening bit, honestly, not a particularly great set. I might just take the sponsor here, to be honest, because I like the random rare, but at the same time it is completely random. It could be neutral, it could be one of the ones that I want. There's a couple of rares that I want for this particular shot type, like Aure's Sun would be pretty good. All Out is really good. Otherwise, probably not. Relieving to remove a card would be kind of nice as well, but I think I'll take the sponsor because of the shop upgrade and stuff now as well. That might actually come in handy. We could probably take a round 1 shot like at the end of the act. So yeah, I don't know, it's a weird one. I'm not sure if I agree with the stuff there, but we just didn't get the best options to begin with. So, you know, do with what we can. So, the main thing we can see from Marisa's primary card here from this particular shot type is the flammable laser. So we do 14 damage normally, which for 2 red mana, it's fine I suppose. But if you have 2 charge and you spend 2 charge, it's automatically spent, you don't get the choice. You do 18 instead and apply a vulnerable. This used to do 12 damage base and 12 damage 2 times when it's overdrived. It's been changed recently, and it's debatable whether it's better or worse. It's probably worse in the early game, but it is a little bit better late game when vulnerable becomes super good. So yeah, I don't know. If you upgrade this one, most cards don't do this. They do still keep their overdrive, but they might overdrive less. And this one just removes the overdrive entirely when upgraded. So that's pretty useful, but we've got to get there first. As far as what we're doing here, well, we can take this one out because it only has 12 HP, so very obviously going to do that. We will defend here. It's important to make sure you know with Marisa B what mana you are spending, because there's times where you don't want to get charge, but there are many times where you want to make sure, yeah, I'm actually getting the charge to build up here. So yeah, we're gonna get it this time around. I mean, for the first fight, it's probably not gonna be that big of a deal, but it's still just like better practice, to be honest, to make sure that you hit where you need to hit with these things. So yeah, make sure you build the charge where possible, unless you're at like 7 charge and you want to save it for the next turn because you don't have any attacks left in hand. That is very valid as well. But here, obviously not going to matter too much because we don't really have enough time. These enemies die before we get to the charge max anyway. So, yeah. Alright, couple of cards to look at. Phoenix Wings Rise, we did get this in the Reimu A run, so nothing too special there. The loss of life is a little bit more impactful for Marisa than it is for Reimu, because Marisa not only starts with less life, but she can't heal like Reimu A does. Emergency Defense is kind of interesting. 20 block for 3 mana, not terrible. option to begin with. If you upgrade it, it's 28 block, but the real thing about this is that you do get to keep it for the turn that you want, so like this is a decent enough card. And Stargazing, I'll probably take it here just because Scry is really good. Scry 7 in particular, it is the deepest you can get into the deck, so it's probably going to be good in general, just maybe not immediately, we will see. Anyway, spend the end mana, get the charge, and just block up here entirely so we don't take damage. Seems reasonable enough. And then next turn, we can basically do the same thing. We do not have enough mana to do the vulnerable thing here as well, but that's probably for the best because we wouldn't have an attack to do vulnerable with afterwards, so we'll just do that. And there's only one card left in the deck, it is a basic shoot, so I don't think we really need to scry there, to be honest. So we just won't. Just no reason to, when there's nothing you're going to get from it. Here, I think, can we get the KO? We've got 5 damage basically, so 27, and then this would be like 15 because of vulnerable, and like 8, so not quite. Unfortunately, can't take like 0 damage here, but that's fine, I suppose. We will take our 1 damage and go from there. I don't really want to apply the vulnerable here because it just spends the charge. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it just feels like it's kind of not worth it, so whatever. We need another attack, so let's just grab that one and get our charge. Unfortunately, just not quite getting enough attacks to begin with here, but it's fine. We'll make it work. She does have more firepower, but now we can go for the vulnerable. So we'll spend 2 charge, so now we're down at 3. But she's got the vulnerable applied. I mean, it really doesn't matter that much, but it's just like, yeah, getting the most damage out that you can, sort of thing. If she had more health left, it would have mattered more. Okay, Speed Duel is one of the ones that I want. It is going to be a little bit of a future thinking one here, because it's not something we're going to get to instantly, but entering Burst, one of the disadvantages, not even disadvantage, one of the difficulties with it is that you don't get new cards, right? So you get no mana, but you've probably spent all of your attacks getting into Burst in the first place. So, like, how do you get more damage out, right? Because if you've not got any attacks left, Burst is kind of meaningless. Speed Duel fixes that by drawing cards when you enter Burst as an ability. When you upgrade this, it costs 0, so that's definitely what we're going to shoot for here. Play Alone is interesting as well. I think this got buffed recently. I want to say it only gave 4 firepower before. Now it's like 5 and 6, but it discards every non-attack card out of the hand, so there's many situations this is very bad for. Obviously, you've got to just make sure you play all your other stuff with it first, but it means you discard all the skills and everything too, so it can be hard to work with. Speed Duel is the obvious one. I mean, the other one, the Dark Sass, or whatever, the defense one, doesn't really work with the black, without Black Marisa styles, so, you know. Yomu, okay. We will happily transform one of our cards. If you get this event after you've taken a misfortune, by the way, you can transform that misfortune, or the wolf from what's her face, Kagura. There we go. Tilt's gonna kill me for. He's not even gonna watch it. Tilt's gonna kill me for that. Whatever. Convert the block. Starlight Converges. I don't like this card very much, I'll be honest. It's certainly interesting, and maybe this will be the time it will make it work. I don't know, but yeah, I don't really like this one very much. We might be looking to trade this in at some point. It converts like a bunch of mana into something you still have to spend mana on. You don't even get it for that turn. It goes on top of the deck, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we do get like an excess of mana generation available, it could be good. I doubt it though. But we will see. And hey, it's neat if nothing else. Could have been a much better multicolor thing, like radioactive elements would have been way better. Not gonna overly complain at the moment though. Maybe it will come in handy if we can like set it up and then do enter burst mode or something. Could be alright. Who knows? I'm going to fight... see, I think I should probably fight Reimu here, because Reimu's red Yeah, Reimu's red one is kind of nice. Problem is, I like the blue mana because there's a couple of charge-based rares that are blue-red that are pretty good. So fighting Cherno or Sakia does make some sense as well. Sakia could be kind of nice because the white mana can also work, but that's why, you know, like Reimu is fine. But if we get Reimu's red exhibit, that's probably the best one for this version of Marisa. So yeah, we'll fight Reimu. I think all of them are valid options though, because even Cherno with the green mana can sometimes be good, because a couple of green Marisa cards are interesting if nothing else. So yeah. Alright, let's focus on getting some more money as we go. We're not going to do anything with this because I don't need the thing. I didn't even mention what Marisa's bomb actually does, by the way. It's 25 damage to every enemy. It's not actually like that high for what you'd expect to spark for, but it's good for crowd control stuff, which is maybe a little bit of what you could have some issues with. So it's decent. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Alright, let's just play the defense, play our block stuff, make sure we can survive the hits here. The less damage we take, the better, right? So yeah, so here's a Starlight Convergence. It's probably going to do absolutely nothing for us, but I suppose this might be the turn to play it, though. We're not exactly getting a lot of damage out here, but we could also just take this guy out, and that's most likely better. This doesn't even do damage to every enemy, is the thing. Like, if this did damage to everything, then maybe I'd be a bit more okay with it. That's the problem point I find with it. It's just like, how do you play this that makes it like efficient? You just kind of can't. Maybe it's better for the other Marisa actually, because you spend black mana on it. I don't know. I need to defend at the very least, so I think we probably just don't even bother, right? And just attack with our bits here. Yeah, it just doesn't seem great to use at that point, you know. I could be wrong though, because that is a pretty nice attack that you would get access to. So maybe I'm wrong on it. Also, we are not defending very well this turn. We're going to take some damage regardless, which is annoying. It's just how much are we willing to take? Not a lot, to be honest, but it is what it is. We really just can't do much about it. Yeah, let's actually just use it then. See what we get out of this. So we do 16 damage 2 times? 16 damage 2 times. So we can take out this one in one shot. That's not too bad. For 2 mana, I could see it. I've had worse. Yeah. What else can we do? We can block, I suppose, but I guess we don't need to this turn because the Vengeful Spirit is not doing its attack. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I've actually never seen that attack because I've never used the card. Again, do not like it. Do not like the card. So I've never actually seen what it does. So there you go. That's what it looks like. As you can see visually, when we get more charge, we get more stars around us as well. So the burst stuff kind of builds up, and you do get to keep the cards. So if you can generate a good Starlight, yeah, it's all right. Anyway, this guy's gonna do like 1,000,000 damage with its stuff here, and we really can't defend against it entirely. I think we're taking like 1 damage here no matter what, so unfortunate, but it's okay. We took what, 9 damage in that fight? It's not amazing considering it shouldn't be that difficult, but whatever. Okay, 2 very good cards to look at here, and then the Strength and Body. Strength and Body is fine. Like, firepower stuff, if you can get it, is pretty good with Burst, just inherently, right? Because you get double damage out of Burst, so it makes a lot of sense. But the other 2 cards are better here. Red Star Explosion is pretty good for AoE, and definitely is nice for the opener here. 16 damage to each enemy, and if you spend 3 charge on it, it does that damage twice. Very, very strong card, especially if you can get into Burst. But Alioth is kind of the way to get there. And yeah, you get to scry, you get to draw a card, you gain charge, you upgrade this, and it goes to 1 mana. So I really want this, but I think it's better to take Alioth right now, because we're just going to straight away upgrade that, and it's going to help us a lot. Because now we have a potentially reasonable way of getting into burst mode. One of the things that could have been nice though is having Red Star Explosion for a fight like this, but I think we will be fine. So if we want the most damage output here, I think it's Alioth into Laser into Hot Star would probably be the best damage that we could do. But there is Starlight Convergence, and I think that might actually make it a little bit more appealing. This, I think, is a time where Starlight Convergence makes a lot of sense to play. So we are going to fire this off, and we're going to get 16 damage 3 times off of this now. So next turn, we're doing a lot of damage to Rin here if we want to, which is great. Problem is, she's kind of got a lot of damage on us too, but this is just how the Rin fight goes. Unfortunately, there really isn't a whole lot we can do about it. So let's just do as much as we can, right? 48 is a lot, and we will probably redraw that too. So we might just kill her next turn, which, yeah, we're going to take 8 damage here. If you take less than 10 damage in this fight, it's usually a good reward though. Yeah, we've got the Starlight Typhoon, so we can do... We'll do it this way around because we get the Vulnerable on. So we'll do 18, sorry, and then apply the Vulnerable. And now this would do 24 damage 3 times. So it seems pretty good. Yeah, I guess if anything, this sort of like take a turn to charge type of thing is where Starlight Typhoon is going to be useful. We get the Dream Diary here as our upgrade, so our exhibit from this fight. So if we don't play a defense card in the previous turn, we gain 2 blue mana. I mean, it's just gaining any 2 mana can be kind of okay. It's not the greatest thing out there. We could potentially trade that in from with Vinosuke. It depends just what else we get. Okay, a couple of decent things. Runaway is only good when you actually upgrade it, because the upgrade gives you a draw free, otherwise you're just losing all the cards in the hand, and that's... If you've got the Ibuki Gourd, it's okay, because then you draw a card afterwards, but eh. Luminous Mushroom, another one of the Overdrive sort of things. This might be worth taking, because we haven't taken the defense card yet, and yeah, we need to upgrade this to reduce the cost, but gaining block, adding a potion to the deck. Potions are very good, even if we're not focusing on them too much, but being able to use your charge to add 2 potions to the deck, that's solid, and we could work with that. Shade is also fine. We could use the efficient defense. The shadows can get kind of annoying though, because we don't exactly have a lot of black mana to spare to remove them, so it ends up adding a lot of clunk to the deck as the fight goes on. And since we're kind of keeping it a bit leaner at the moment, I'll take the Mushroom. Like I say, I want the block, but I don't want to be killing the rest of the deck. The Portal Gun's a really good one to be giving up on here. Your shop prices are 20% cheaper, and you don't run out of things to buy, so every time you buy something, that part of the shop gets replaced, so you can end up finding like 6, if you were to buy everything, right? Like 6 plus skill cards, say, in one shop, if you just really like all of them. But we have to take the glasses so we can get to Seija. That is just the way it is. If we get to the Dorami event, then technically, again, we could skip all of Act 3 in order to hit the thing at the very end, but we're just not doing that. It's not worth it. Alright, on to the bats. What do we want to do with this one? Well, I mean, obviously we play Speed Duel regardless, because they're saying that. We are not actually... We don't have any defense, so I guess I've got a Stargazing here. I think this might actually be the time to do the potion thing. So let's remove... I'm going to cut like all of the rest of the stuff out. And we're going to scry not the black mana because we need that for Luminous Mushroom. We're going to scry a red mana. And I think I might need that next turn because they've got lock on and stuff. So we will use our 2 charge on Luminous Mushroom here. That's going to put 2 potions in the deck. We've only got 4 cards in deck, so we're guaranteed to draw them next turn. And we should be able to do some pretty good work with that. Do get some lock on as well, but that's fine. Nobody's attacking this turn, so I think we can make this work. Unfortunately, didn't get Alioth again. That would have been pretty cool, but it's fine. We can work with this. So I think we would ideally... Starlight Convergence is accurate, like the Typhoon is accurate, so I think ideally we want to do this. We want to take this guy out. I think we can afford to spend a red mana to get the charge here as well. And now we can spend all of these on Convergence. And this is going to add a 16 damage 4 times. Yeah, if you can spend Rainbow, this is probably going to be the best chance for Starlight Convergence to do something good. If you can spend Rainbow mana on it, then it does both effects. And so yeah, we get just get a bunch of the potion stuff going, then we'll be very, very good with this. So let's try and make that happen, I guess. Yeah, we didn't spend we didn't do a defense card last turn, so we do get the blue mana. That's fine. I mean, I'm probably not doing anything with it here, but I guess we could. Yeah, because we don't... I think we just need attacks here. So if we just get one shoot, right, we should be fine. But we don't get shoot. So what's our charge at? So our charge is at 3, so we don't have enough stuff. I think I just need to ship all of this and see if we can get shoot off the top. We don't. Okay. So we are taking a little bit of damage here, which is unfortunate, but such is the way. Again, make sure we spend a red mana so we get the point of charge. It's not necessary. Oh, I forgot he had 2 Graze anyway. Yeah, maybe I should have just taken the block then. I thought he only had 1 Graze. I was silly. Whatever. Starlight Typhoon, go! This card might be better than I give it credit for, it's just you've got to basically spend a decent bit of a turn setting it up, which is annoying. Okay, 3 good cards for us here. Improvisation, maybe a little bit expensive because it is black +1. We don't play that much black mana, but draw 3, solid card, you know, as usual bit there. Ready for Burst is pretty much what it says it is, right? Gain block and gain 2 charge, this is what we're going to go for here. Full Moon Howl is really good now that Marisa's working more with Vulnerable thanks to the Flammable Laser, because it gives you Vulnerable for the turn, 2 turns if you upgrade it, and this is on every enemy, so it works well with Master Spark as well. But we're taking Ready for Burst because this might actually get us into Burst mode more often. The more cards that we can get that are just like gain 2 Burst, etc., the better that our stuff gets. Eternity is pretty solid here, so you've got like 3 different options. I think we've seen this one before. Usually it's just upgrade a card, that's very solid in its own right, but if you lose 1 or 2 life points, you can do some other stuff here as well. Remove a card from the deck is pretty good, and choose a card from the deck to transform into an uncommon card is a bit riskier, but definitely solid as well. I think we're just going to take the upgrade for the stuff here though. Just being able to, yeah, behold my holy scale powder. Being able to get Luminous Mushroom upgraded immediately is really good. So we will take that. And yeah, I have 300 for money here, so I'm actually going to take the shop. This is why I said taking the sponsor, I might actually be able to do some stuff with the shop here. Oh yeah, that seems pretty good. Alright, Embrace the Darkness is such a fun skill to have here. It's gonna be at the cost of like the sewing machine and stuff, but we can get this upgraded immediately as well. Sewing machine is fine, it's like anytime a defense card gets added to the library you upgrade it, that's pretty good. But oh man, all defense skill status cards get exiled, so you do run out of defense as you go, which is maybe a bit of a shame, but their costs all get slashed down to nothing. It's reduced to 1 normally, but when you upgrade it, it goes to 0, and that is exactly what we're doing here. So yeah, it's not an every turn play, of course, but reducing cost to 0 is insane. And yeah, it's something to build around for the rest of the run, that is for sure. So a couple other things that are worth noting in here. Bright Starry Sky is expensive because it does cost 3, right? But gaining 5 charge it usually gets you very far towards Burst, and you'll get that mana back as Rainbow, so that's kind of neat. If you upgrade it, it gets retained, so you can use it whenever you need to. This actually is probably worth taking here as the last like thing to get. Song on Night Sparrow is pretty good too, especially now that we have Embrace. So now we could take stuff like Shade as well and be totally fine with it. You apply a bunch of firepower down, so if the enemy's doing multi-hits, then it's gonna apply that much, you know, like to every hit they do. You gain 2 shadows, which is bad normally, right, because the shadows are expensive, but this doesn't cost mana to play, which is really fun. And if you upgrade it, it only applies 1 shadow in the hand, and 8 temporary firepower down is enough to like suffocate most attacks. So yeah, other than like big spell card hits, you're gonna be totally fine there. Some other stuff that could be worth taking, like Milky Way's not really super good, to be honest. You gain a decent bit of block, but it's at the cost of 3 mana. It does stay in hand, and every turn that it stays in hand, it gets stronger. But, I mean, I like emergency defense better personally, but I think maybe it makes sense here, because we could just keep it for whenever we need. But I'm going to take the Bright Starry Sky. We're wanting to go into burst mode, so let's build around burst mode here. And now we've got Embrace the Darkness. Embrace will make it a 0 cost card whenever we get that first as well. So, yeah. Alright, Speed Duel. We do have a shoot at the very least, so we can get through. I think we want to use 1 black mana here? No, because if we get Starlight Convergence, we probably want to use that, right? Oh, we just get Embrace instead. I don't know if I want to play Embrace this early, because this fight might take a turn. I suppose it's probably fine. Yeah, because this will all be 0 mana next turn. We're not playing the defense cards this turn. Yeah, let's take it. Make sure that we have a red mana available for the shoots. And we'll play Embrace. So now all of these cost 0, but they exile themselves after they get used. So that is something, obviously, to keep in mind. But what it means now is that if I get Starlight Convergence, I could just play all my mana on that, pretty much. And, yeah, as we do, we get Convergence here. So I can spend basically everything there. Let's go for the... I mean, it's a pretty decent combo to go for this after. I'm just trying to think how much damage can it even do. I mean, I can't attack with it this turn, right? Because the attack will still take up 1 of each of these. So it's probably... Oh, wait, I could if I go into burst. This is all the thinking, there's a lot of thinking side. I think this is probably better, actually. Let's do it this way. So go into burst mode. We get the card draw, which is fine. Now we do double damage. So what I think we need to do here is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go Starlight Convergence. This will add a very strong one to the top to 40 damage 4 times. Yep, that's what I wanted. And then we don't need to worry about any of the other stuff here. We will just pick it up. And yeah, 40 damage 4 times. Boof. Take her out in 1 hit. Okay, maybe this is going to be a bit more fun than I thought. Oh, the watch is really good too. This is why you always look at the exhibit before you take your cards, because it might be something that improves the exhibits, or improves the cards you're going to take. Whenever a skill card is added to the library, upgrade it. Keep in mind, we want to take as many skill cards as we can from here. We might not even take very many more attacks. I think the only thing I'd want is some AoE at this point, like Red Star Explosion or something, because, or maybe Asteroid. There's one that increases charge if you play red cards. That could also be good. But we want to take as many skills as we can from here, because we have Embrace the Darkness, so all of our stuff basically costs nothing. And we want to get through this deck as quick as possible to get to that Starlight Convergence. And that's what we want. That's what we're going for. Exactly the same options as we've had in the previous one. That doesn't happen very often, just in a different order, right? Again, Ready for Burst is good, but now that we've got Bright Starry Sky, maybe not quite so worried about that. We take the Full Moon Howl. It's upgraded because we got the Watch just now, and 2 Vulnerable. Vulnerable plus Burst is ridiculous, right? Because you do triple damage off of that. So, yeah. Looking forward to that. I think probably the best play here is to upgrade. It's between this and Bright Starry Sky. I think upgrading the laser is probably better because it removes the overdrive mechanic from our pool right now, and that means we can just spend that whenever and get the charge that we want. So yeah, I think that's fine. I need the J branch, I'm not scaring for it. Alright, back to fighting Reimu. Let's see what we can do. And we don't open Embrace, but that is fine. I think we're taking a point of damage if I do it. I'm very tempted just to go Starry Sky plus Luminous Mushroom here. But I think we can probably survive without doing that. So, Mushroom, put a thing into the deck, just gain the block as well. We can take this a little bit. It's not even taking it slower, it's just not having the potion there, right? I think we kind of want to potentially take some potion generation stuff as we go now as well. Because if we can get the skill cards for it, that'll be really helpful. She is doing a fair amount of damage here. We are also weakened, so we probably don't want to go for attacks very much this turn. So let's just block up here, I think. Make sure that we survive a hit. 21 is enough to go on. And we should be drawing into... yeah, we draw into Embrace this turn anyway, so that is pretty helpful. So now the question is, what do we do with the rest of this turn? Because I mean, unfortunately here we are going to take damage. That is just how it goes. But I feel like Embrace probably does make sense to play. I'm just thinking, do we want that Starlight Convergence to be played now, or do we want to play it later? I think we do play it now. So let's put the Vulnerable on and just play the Convergence at this point. 16 damage 3 times for 2 mana is still very powerful, so we could make that work. And we're going to get into burst mode pretty quickly here as well, if we decide to. Could probably just spend the Luminous Mushroom here to get some more stuff. Yeah, we'll spend the Mushroom. It's maybe a bit wasteful because she's not attacking this turn, but I think we can be okay with that. Starry Sky is what I want to get to, so let's get to that. Because now that gives us burst mode. And a couple of potions. 32 damage per potion, pretty solid considering where we are right now. And Starlight Typhoon. 34 3 times. Yep, just do a ridiculous amount to it. Seems like a plan. We actually kind of need more attacks and stuff here, so I mean, I'd rather have a better one to shoot, right? Yep, let's just get that straight back. This is going to be one of the great things, right? If we're eliminating everything but attacks here, we don't take very many attacks. We're going to get this Starlight Typhoon again and again, and we just win with that. There you go. Maybe this card is better than I thought, but also I think we're on a very specific setup for it here, so okay. Not the greatest of things for me to see, but I think we can probably do some work with it here. So unfortunately it is White Reimu, not Red Reimu is the one we get. I don't think it's tied to the character type, like shot type you're using, as to whether you get A or B. I'm pretty sure it's just random, so yeah, a bit unfortunate. There's some stuff we could get from the White Mana Pool. Twofold Chemical actually is in the White Mana Pool, so maybe I should consider that. Because that's something we didn't get during the potion run that could be pretty strong here. Instant Argy Object is very interesting if you want to just focus on going for elites quite a lot. Gain a random mana once per turn, like at the start of the turn, so it doesn't give you a set cost thing, which does not contribute then towards you getting different characters, it doesn't contribute to the mana pool up here, which means you don't get different cards from what we'd already have available. But elite battles are rewarding an additional exhibit. So if you don't care about the color of your mana and you want to fight a ton of elite stuff to get, as you want to fight them anyway, getting tons of exhibits up here can be just ridiculous. So that can be neat too. The Leviathan we had the last time round with Reimu, and it could be good here because Marisa does have a vulnerable slot now. We've got a couple of cards that play vulnerable. At the same time, I don't really know if I want to risk that. I like the black mana aspect to it because we do have cards that need that now. Don't know if I like this one in particular. I'm gonna go for the Purification Rod. I don't know if this is correct, but I really do like Twofold Chemical, and I think that could be a very nice one to get here. Or we could just get All Out. Okay, all of these are interesting at the very least. Blazing Star is like the least useful one here, but under Embrace the Darkness, this would still be pretty good. It means that your defense cards and stuff would cost 1 instead of 0, but that's still pretty solid. Yeah, 16 block is not lost at the start of the turn, and you take an extra turn. All Out is the one that we definitely really love here. This is a Red Marisa specific one because you don't have access to this being triple red mana, right? Don't have access to this with the potion stuff. While in burst, your attacks do triple damage instead of double. So this will be the output that we need. And also, if you upgrade it, you just straight enter burst, you don't gain charge. So that's really good with Speed Duel as well. Grimoire Study, especially when upgraded like this, not entirely sure how it's upgraded, to be honest. This does not usually happen with stuff, and it's oh no, it's a skill card, right? Yeah, whenever a skill is thing, blah 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 blah, whatever. Normally, it does not add a rainbow to the hand immediately. But yeah, this could also be really good. Lose a life, and for every mana that you spend on it, I think it's outside of the... No, it's including the original. For every mana you spend on it, for the next that many turns, you gain a rainbow at the start of the turn. Or at the end of your previous turn. So you always have the rainbow in hand for next turn. Gives you extra mana, would be incredibly powerful here. But we've been given a stronger option in All Out, so we're taking that. But I think you could reasonably take Grimoire Study here, and it would also be very, very strong. The problem is it takes up a lot of mana immediately and gives you the benefits as you go. Megumu, huh? Blue mana would be kind of nice if we're trying to go for potion stuff as we go. Let's see what we can get here. We could probably find some interesting stuff to do within this act. Alright, so if we use All Out, then we're basically committing to taking like 17 damage here. It's a little bit spooky. Let's see what Alioth gives us first. Speed Duel would be nice, but again, this is unfortunate. I'm not quite sure if we can afford to do the thing here. We're taking Speed Duel for sure. I think we're just gonna have to eat damage this turn, which is unfortunate, but we can have Starry Sky set up, get ourselves some extra draw at the very least. This isn't that bad actually. Because yeah, with the draw power, we get the new cards in. We're not going to get damage off of this burst mode, but we do get to defend and take no damage off of this turn. So I guess that's good. That's not an unreasonable use of the setup. And now the potion comes in, gets a bit of damage in as well. And we can go to town with Embrace. Yeah, let's see what we can get off of this. Definitely going to do that one. And we want... Do we even want any of these? They are doing 30 damage here, actually. That is a lot. But if we can take out... We can take out one of them, we can probably make this better. Let's just do that. So we do 15 minus the 3, so it should be 12. It's not even enough. Fine, we'll Spark. Again, take no damage is better here, I think. So 35, 36 to the back, and this will finish her off. There you go, Master Spark in motion, huh? Not the worst thing to do there. Exorcising Border is intriguing. Base of Tycho is also pretty good, but Exorcising Border being upgraded too. I kind of like this. It only costs 1, so we can get a decent amount of defense cards stuff. I think we can probably get some... We'll get enough out of that to make it work, so... Remelia. See, Remelia is probably not that bad of a downside here. And it would make the costs a bit better. She has been improved, I guess, is the best way of putting it recently, where the damage of this one has gone up. I think the damage of this one went up a little bit earlier. It's probably fine. I really don't know. But this has been reduced in terms of how much it loses. Yeah, it's probably fine. I'll take it. I think we can work with that. So, use it to your heart's content. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the Hina doll to not take the misfortune this time, but it's okay. I was really hoping for Patchouli, obviously, but you can't always get what you want. Patchouli is the best one by far, so, you know, would be nice. Okay, so, is this an embrace turn? As always, the first thing you've got to ask, is this an embrace turn? I think the answer is probably yes. The alternative is I just like spend all of the mana on Convergence and we get a pretty solid damage output from that. That's probably also good. So if we do that, oh, I forgot. Does the upgrade... Yeah, the upgrade makes it do damage twice, so maybe the upgrade actually makes this, like, playable is the thing. Yeah, let's just spend the mana on that. 18 damage 3 times, that's like half of the health we need. And we don't spend the mana, so we get a barrier for this turn. Yeah, I think this was probably fine, because now we can go Full Moon Howl so that we do 27 damage 3 times. That's really good. Don't think there is any other thing to really do here, because, yeah, we're not quite killing, which is unfortunate, but we're getting pretty close. And I think we want to spend the red mana to get the charge point here. We're taking a little bit of damage this turn, but again, we have some healing now, so I think it's okay. And we're only taking... Oh, we're not taking damage because of the firepower down, right. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to lose track of a lot of stuff like that. And then, yeah, we don't even need that one because with the vulnerable still in, get the kill. So there we go. The added damage that Remy... So Remy's basically upgraded our 1-cost shoot at this point. It does 8 damage when you upgrade it, and that's what we have now. And now we have Asteroid Belt. Okay, so the one disadvantage to taking Remy here is that it turned our 2-cost basic attack into a neutral card instead of a red card, which means Asteroid Belt is maybe slightly weaker than it would have been otherwise, but I think I still take it, because yeah, 8 damage 2 times, if the last card you played this combat was red, you gain charge. When we upgrade this, it did get very slightly nerfed recently, because it's 7 times free instead of 8 times free, but you gain free charge, and the red mana gives you the 4th charge, so because of our exhibit. So yeah, we enter burst mode very easily with this. So the other two options, Judgment of Sins is actually an interesting card as well, especially when upgraded because it doesn't cost anything. For 0 mana, you basically get to retain a card in your hand, and it costs 1 less mana, unless it's a misfortune, at which point it gets exiled. So we could have used that because we do have the Remelia one, right? So that absolutely could have been the pick, but I want the synergy with like Asteroid Belt. So okay, you're gonna take the Dream Diary. I think that's probably fair. I would like to get a better exhibit than this, so yeah, we'll sell him the Dream Diary. And now this means we can go for another shop right now, and that's okay with me. Because the shop stuff, interesting. Although the problem is this time this shop does not have an elite behind it, so I don't think we're actually going for the shop this time around. Let's just go for more fights. I could have gone for an event, because I like the events too, but I want to do the combat stuff, because that's just what we're here for, you know? Alright, taking some damage this turn as well, a little bit unfortunate. I have to use Devil's Reign here if I don't want to take a bunch of damage off of Remelia's like thing. We take another 5 if I don't do that. So the only thing is, do we want to do Starlight Convergence, or are we taking... I mean, we're doing this, it's just like how much damage am I willing to take this turn? We're taking 22, which is a lot. I think I've got to go ahead and do the block here. It's unfortunate because 14 damage 2 times is not that impressive, but that's the worst case scenario for it at the moment, and that's still not a terrible card for an additional 2 mana. So here, this is where All Out is going to be good. So we'll use this, and now we enter Burst. So we're going to do triple damage from our stuff now, and we can do 42 damage 2 times. We also have 24 damage twice, which is really good. So this one can now go and hit him, take him out. We do gain our 4 charge as well because the last card we played was red, and now 42 damage 2 times is not enough to take her out, which is the awkward part about this. But yeah, no, taking some life loss, but I think we can survive. We'll be fine. I want to go. Do I want to go for a better one? There isn't a better one in the deck, but I think it's probably best to try. We're gonna kill her with any of the stuff here, so let's try at least to get the other. Yeah, okay. I was trying to get the other devil shot, like Devil Rain, to get 1 more life back. Didn't get it, but that's fine. Yeah, taking Remelia's thing was definitely a risk. We did lose some life to it there, but it's whatever. 2 very strong cards to get. Celestial Flight, especially because it's upgraded thanks to the watch. Really nice. 2 mana, gain 5 rainbow. That 5 rainbow fuels our Starlight Typhoon really nicely, the Convergence. So that's super good. Craft Potion is also great too, though, because being able to just draw 2 cards too. Like, this becomes 0 mana, put a potion in deck, draw 2. I like both of them. I think I'm going to take the potion, because we want to draw through the deck as much as possible, and that's one of the good ways of doing it. So, seems like the play to me. Alright, well, we start with Embrace, so that's good. Yeah, I think Embrace turn 1 makes a lot of sense here, because we're just gonna go ahead and get everything going. Yep, just make sure. So each of these has got a point of Graze, which is a little irritating. So we're just not gonna get the first bit of damage out here, but that's fine. We do get the charge, which is good. So happy enough with that. And we're not taking damage. That's always a plus as well, because we have taken quite a lot recently. So got to keep that in mind. Alright, this is where Craft Potion is actually going to be pretty useful. Just gotta think how the rest of this is going to go first. I think we want to see what Exercise in Border gives. Starry Flight is probably not that good, actually. Dalmaku Study gives a lot of block. This used to be an attack card, but yeah, that gives a lot of block, could be reasonable. Crossing the Border would give us Luminous Mushroom back, which is also quite good. So I think we'll take Crossing here. See, this is one thing I like about stuff like Exercise in Border is you get access to rares that you might not have as well, like normally. So I quite like that. Yeah, let's get the mushroom. I mean, you could also get Exercise in Border back, that's pretty funny. But yeah, let's get the mushroom. So now, do we spend that first? I think we do spend that first. Do that, put the things into the deck. That uses up our charge, but that's more than fine. Yeah, Craft Potion into the deck. And how much are we taking? 5 times 2, 6 times 2, so 22. We do need a little bit more defense. I'm just, yeah, ready for burst will be fine. And yeah, we can spend the white mana, I guess, on the Devil Shot, and the rest of it can go to the Starlight. So 18 damage 3 times, that'll be enough to take him out, and that's what we'll want. It's funny, like, how much of a single target powerhouse that card is. I suppose the other thing we could use it for is like hitting accurate stuff down here, but it looks like we don't really need to do that. So, alright, we unfortunately have Remelia's like thing here, so we do kind of need to deal with that. How we're on 2 burst, right? So if we do this one into this because it is a black card, a red card, sorry, we can get Speed Duel going, and that can get us everything else we need. Right, okay. So we do that, scry into this, takes him out as goods, and now this can hit you, just get rid of the Graze. And we have this to take him out. That gets us into burst mode. With our Speed Duel, we draw through, and here, just take him out. And get a little bit of life healing too. Always a plus. Good. Everything's kind of going according to plan. Alright, Above the Realm is something I don't think I took with Reimu. Gives you a choice of attack cards at random to go to the hand. Spirit Assignment I think I've seen before and just never really taken. If you draw a status card, you draw an extra card, sure. It's fine. It upgrades to only cost 1, so it's good against enemies that do a ton of status stuff into the deck. Not everybody does. We're taking another craft potion because, of course, we want more card draw. It just makes sense. That's really what we're going for in this deck, after all. So, yeah. Asteroid Belt, get the upgrades. Oh, right. I was already thinking it was pre-upgraded for some reason. And it's just like, that's what my calculation for the charge stuff was going into. I thought I'd already got it upgraded, and obviously I hadn't. So, that's why things didn't quite go as I thought they would. Alright, in order to get the best out of our defense stuff here... Okay... Battle Stance seems pretty reasonable. Being able to give ourselves our... See, the thing is, right, we get to keep this card for the rest of the fight, so it's kind of useful. I think, yeah, Battle Stance is probably the best bet here, because we get some firepower as well. We can then use Asteroid Belt. Use it first, because that was a red card. That was the other reason to take Battle Stance. So we do 30, gain ourselves for 4 charge, and then Craft Potion. Get the Speed Duel. Unfortunately, can't use Embrace because we don't have mana left for it, but that is possible, I suppose. Would have been nice, but, you know. Can't always do things in that sort of order, I guess. I don't know. Taking a bit of damage, but we're able to heal, so I don't think it's too bad. Speaking of which, that is one of the things here. Let's just go for Starry Sky. Right, so from here, yeah, not a lot of good defense in hand. That is unfortunate when you see how much they're doing. 19, a little bit too much to deal with that way. I think this might be the time to do Starlight. But it's awkward because I don't really want to draw it this turn. Let's put the potion in the deck, see what we get out of that. We do get a potion. That just one-shots it because of Burst Mode, yeah. Burst Mode plus potions is pretty powerful. It's one of the reasons why Radioactive Elements is such a good card. So, yeah. I mean... not going to complain about that, right? Devil's Rain doesn't quite get the knockout on him, which is annoying. I know I call it that from Pokemon terms and whatnot, but I think we're just taking more damage than I want here. I guess I've got to Flammable Laser here. I really want to do it on Kokoro because of the burst part here, but I think I have to do it here, unfortunately. Just to get it out of the way, because otherwise it's a little bit too much to deal with. And then doing 16, taking an additional 5, basically 4. Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes you've got to just like balance how much life you're willing to gain or lose with this stuff. But the fact that we got like a lot of charge here as well, this probably makes it like worthwhile. We get a bit of a potion hit too, so that is good. Let's go into the deck with our potions. And then, yeah, we've got to use this now because we don't have mana for it otherwise. All out. get a card draw, get the potion hits. From here, we should be able to do basically everything we would want. Full Moon Howl just to make sure, and then any attack really does it. Starlight Convergence, because I have the other one technically does as well. So, sure. We only get to spend 2 on it here because we need to scry the card. Oh, but we can't. Ah, man. Yeah, it doesn't actually work. I was thinking we could scry the card too, but we actually can't. Oh well, we'll just get it for next turn then. Do actually take some damage off of not healing as well. Ugh. Yeah, not playing the greatest with this right now, but it is fine. We can gain our life back with that a little bit. Yeah, taking Remy's thing was probably not correct, as we will find out as we go. But you know, it could be worse. It certainly isn't great right now, but it certainly could be tougher. Rainbow Star Blast is an intriguing one for our burst mode setup. Does a reasonable, like not a reasonable, but like it looks worse than it is. If you just spend 2 black mana on this is do 15 damage for 2. Not great, but Rainbow triggers both of these, so, and it's accurate too, which is good against Megumu, so we're probably taking it for that alone. It does more damage the more you put into it, and if you upgrade it, it does a lot more, so yeah, we'll take it and see what happens as we go. Wooden Fish and the Ibuki God. I think Ibuki God is interesting, but we have Remelia's Misfortune, so we can't really take advantage of it that well. Wooden Fish is really good because we've been not playing super great here. For every card that's in your deck, when you get to the boss, you will heal that much life. So we'll take that. Ibuki God, we've had a bit of a discussion about this in the Discord recently. This is like one of the worst exhibits in most decks. This deck could potentially be an exception, but even now it's probably not very good. If your hand is empty during your turn, you draw a card. That's, I mean, if we had lots of Runaway, there is a very specific deck that we could use this in, but with Remelia's thing, it's also really bad. We'll take the fish, because we'll get a decent amount of healing at the end of the stage with that, so yeah, makes up for my bad play, basically. It's not a position you want to be in, but considering the alternative is also just really not very good, I'm okay with taking that. Alright, gonna have to just play conservatively with this opener, I think, here. Or we could use the bomb. So if we use the bomb, this guy's down at 23, which means just a bog standard convergence is enough to get the knockout on it. But I can't draw that convergence because this takes a black mana to use. So to that end, I think we are just going to have to be boring, and we are just going to have to defend up here. It's not great. I would have loved to have used the convergence and gotten just a, you know, guaranteed kill this turn, but I really can't afford to take that much damage. Alright, he's purified a couple of mana, so we're losing 1 red, 1 black, so we can't actually craft potion here, which is also really annoying. What do we want out of this? Probably just Battle Stance. Just makes sense to use. Battle Stance would also work with the Master Spark. We could do 28 to everything now. That's kind of good, considering the damage is going to stack up quite quickly here. So, we get that. It's down at 33. Yeah, I think we're probably sparking this turn, because otherwise I'm just going to take too much damage. Also, I did not pay attention to the mana there, so I did not gain a charge point off of that when I should have. So, my bad. I've said a couple of times, like, pay attention to the stuff, and I did not pay attention to the stuff. We're still taking a ton of damage here is the problem, because she's actually attacking this turn. But it's 6. That's still a lot considering where we are right now, but oh well. Let's embrace and see where we go from here. So we want to scry. Speed duel? I don't think we're getting to burst mode here. Not even close. So I don't think we need to use that this turn. But Full Moon Howl is definitely something worth using. And just take him out. Yeah, we're 1 point off, but we don't have the mana to get to it, so it's fine. She's gonna heal, or like barrier, I suppose, upgrade herself, whatever. And from here, use this one first, and then go all out so we can draw. And well, we have 7 charge. We could technically draw again. Craft potion. Blip. I should have probably just used a heal, because we could have gotten a little bit more out of that, but I didn't exactly think I was drawing the potion immediately, didn't see how much of the deck was left. Know of Darkness is super good if we had status condition stuff, but we kind of don't, so we're not taking that at the moment. Whenever an enemy gains a debuff, deal damage to it. We have a little bit, but nowhere near enough, right? We need something like Cooling Agent, or which we can't get right now, or Witch's Crucible in order to poison enemies when we do potion bits. We're just taking the Scribe. Like, the Talisman is good too. I don't think we need that much defense, or that much additional defense, I should say. Oh, but maybe this'll be, like, this'll tell me otherwise. I don't know. Oh boy. So, if we don't take it, we gain invisible pressure, so at the end of a turn we lose power. It's just adding the misfortune is not what I want. But yet, the Colosseum fight for the 3rd run in a row. Master Spark is good here, if I can get into Burst. And that is the big if. We can actually get to Burst this turn, I think. If we spend, yeah, we spend the white mana here. Oh, Speed Duel's really good to get from that too. Yeah, we can hit Burst this turn. So, yeah, we go here, and then we Asteroid Belt one of these guys. That gets us to Burst mode. We have 5 mana still too. Okay, that's solid, because now Master Spark just one-shots everything. So, depending on how the rest of this turn goes, that might just be the play. But we'll see what we get from our Exile stuff here as well. Okay, this is a good time to take Dark Satellite because we've got black cards in hand here anyway. So we'll gain a lot of charge, and now we can draw a couple extra cards with this. Full Moon Howl, really good to see. And what do we get off of this? Well, we can discard that for sure. I can't play All Out because I don't have enough mana left, so that's not the play. How much charge have we got? We've got 5, so if we go and take the alley off, then we gain to 7. This is probably not good this turn either. There's a lot of block that we still need as well, right? If we don't use the stuck. I'm just trying, like, it's better to not use it if I can here. I'd rather not anyway, just because I think it'd be more beneficial if we don't. Especially now that we got Vulnerable on, we can probably do more damage than they can like deal to us. So whatever. Words are hard at the moment. I think it's are we surviving the rest of this? I think we are. 36, 48, it's, no, 54, right, because triple, no, not even triple, I don't know, it's doing a bunch of damage, and that's all that matters. And then the last one, yeah, we'll just do a bunch there, and we don't need to play the other blocks, so there's not really any point in doing so. That was successful, didn't need to spark, so we'll save the spark for later. They've still got Vulnerable on them too, so, yep, 23s. That potion is good. Yep, let's just use that. Boop. And yeah, we just take them out and heal a little bit as we go. Alright. Embrace the Darkness is a very good card. Who would have guessed? Turns out removing your mana costs pretty strong. Okay, good stuff. Oh, the Bicycle too. Whenever an attack is added, upgrade it. We're probably not adding that many attacks to the deck at this point, but it certainly doesn't hurt. And Evil Sealing Circle, quite a good one to add. So that's very possible. Rocket Broom is also pretty good considering our charge-based setup. Gain 2 Graze, gain 3 charge. 2 red mana is a lot, but considering we are using Embrace the Darkness, that is not bad. Evil Sealing Circle just gives me AoE, which is something I have been missing, and does kind of impact stuff a bit. Ritual of Exorcism I'm not taking here, but it would be good against the rabbits at the very least, which is something our deck is maybe a bit weak against as well, is the bunnies. I'm taking Evil Sealing Circle, I think, because of that. So, kind of funny, I just said that we're not digging in. Oh, this is good too, because we took the Remy thing. At the start of combat, gain a firepower and spirit for every misfortune in the library. So, it's only going to be 1, but that's much better than 0, so there you go. Alright, what is in our shop? Twofold Chemical. Alright, this is what I wanted. Also the Purification Rod. Ooh. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in this shop. Hold up. Okay. So, probably the least impactful things are like the Chen card, and not even, like, even Boundary of Life and Death is impactful, because we're using Vermilia stuff, so we're changing our life total quite a lot, so even this is quite good. Yeah, the Purification Rod's really good. Impatience, maybe not so much, but that is still super good, actually, considering we're, you know, doing a bunch of draw stuff. Baskin Stardust is pretty solid. 18 block for 3 mana. It's 2 mana when you upgrade it. And if you don't have charge, you gain 4. Otherwise, you gain 2. Definitely taking this, because this is another good way of getting into burst. Twofold Chemical is something I was really hoping for in the Marisa A run. That's why I went for Sakia in that fight, I think. You gain an additional target on your potions. Considering we've got a fair bit of potion stuff here, that's actually really solid. Also, energy drink is worth noting too. Lots and lots of good stuff here. Okay, so we got to ration out. We got just under 500. I'm going to take this, take this, take this, and I can still afford to take Impatience as well. And then still get a card upgrade. And probably get the energy drink as well. That seems really good, honestly. We can upgrade... Twofold Chemical only costs 2 when you upgrade it, which is probably the play. So, yeah, we'll do that. And, yeah, that was a really solid shot, honestly. Could have been so much worse. Alright, Nidri! Optical Camo on the first turn, yeah, whatever. All Out is a pretty good start, actually. Yeah? Let's get that going, I guess. I'm probably not going to get much in terms of actual... no, I'm going to get nothing in terms of actual damage off this turn, but that is fine, because we've set up for Burst Mode next turn with the Ally off, so we'll be able to do a ton of damage this turn. So, facilitating that, how do we want to go about it? Starlight Convergence is a really tempting play here. Again, not a lot of defense on this turn. I could do Starlight Convergence, because then I could probably just one-shot the drone, but Notori herself is still doing 20 damage. That is a lot. And I can't take her out at the same time. So, okay, I should probably try and work out then. How much damage do I need on the drone? Considering triple damage, how much do I actually need? I need 2 times, so like for 3 attacks, which is what I'd be getting here, it will do 14 times 3. Yeah, I mean, it probably just kills with minimum investment here. 14 by 2? Yeah? This is where it gets confusing, isn't it? 14 by 2 tripled is enough to kill this. Right? 20... No, it's not. So that's 28. Ah, God. Yeah, math is hard. Let's do that then. 17 2 times should be enough. Definitely discarding that. And now we have access, yeah, 51 damage 2 times. That's what we needed. So take him out. Don't have to worry about that side of the damage anymore. And from here, I think I'm honestly going to take less damage from her if I do Full Moon Howling, as opposed to... Yeah, because this basically negates 6 damage. It's not ideal, because we're still taking 14, and we are running a little bit low on health here. But we have the wooden fish that's going to come in like right after this place, so we are still okay. It's just sketchier than it should be. I think is the best descriptor. Great Duplex Barrier is probably the pick here, because we gain a ton of block and barrier, and it looks really cool too. Check that out. From there, enter burst mode and use Rainbow Star Blast. So this is doing triple damage as well. 140 damage, gets the one shot. Okay. Probably didn't need to use Exercise in order then, but oh well, I don't care. Great increase on max life, always solid enough. It's not the best, not the worst. I don't think I want Great Duplex as a regular card, although I guess it could be good. It is effectively 30 block for 4 mana. It could be good because we do have a little bit of a problem with defense at this point. And it will go to 0 with Exile. Yeah, it's probably the pick. Sin of the Black Horse is not the worst card ever. It's decent AoE. Only loses 1 life as well, but yeah, exiles itself after. It's a pretty okay card. Then Stardust Reverie is the attack version of Milky Way. Does an okay amount of damage at base. This is upgraded, so it's a bit underwhelming. But every turn that you don't play it, it gets stronger. I'll take the Duplex Barrier, because it does work with Embrace the Darkness. What we really need is a smart speaker for Embrace at this point. That would be wonderful, but that's asking for quite a lot. We need to hit up a lot more shops for that as well. We'll see. Anyway, hello Megumi. So, bunch of damage at all times. We have Starlight Convergence immediately. This card is just like glued to my opening hands. My goodness. If we don't want to take damage, we have to spend most of our mana on the barrier here, which kind of sucks, but I think it's probably for the best. We did heal a lot actually from the fish, right? We healed 33 from that. If you want the higher score and you want to get the elegance here, you probably try and play Duplex Barrier and see what you can do from there. I am really tempted just to get as big of a Starlight Convergence as I can though. I think I will, because I'm not too fussed about getting like a super high score here, but 19 damage 3 times is a pretty respectable pull, so we'll do that instead. So we're taking 18 here. That is a lot. We didn't need to take 18, but we will, because it's fine. Okay, let's see what we draw. Draw 5. Asteroid Belt? I forgot. Yeah, it's a red card, so it does work with that. That's pretty good. Is it worth it, though? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's a shame we didn't get the all out here. That would have been really nice, but I think we can still make this work. So we do Asteroid Belt, gain 4 charge, then we can go, we could just go Bright Starry Sky actually and gain the rest of it. That seems good. So now we have double damage, and this is a very strong attack at double damage. Yeah, 38 damage 3 times, seems good. What else do we want to do? Probably use the Boost Shake here actually, gain 2 Rainbow and a Colorless. So we can do that. We're not really going to be able to defend against her attack very well, but I guess if we're just out-racing her, that's fine, to be honest. Twofold Chemical I think is worth playing here as well. And then, how much? This is doing 44? That's not bad either. Or we can do 18 and actually gain some block as well. Yeah. Gain some block as well. 5 charge, so we could potentially get that going next turn as well. Yeah, it's not pretty. I'm taking a lot of damage, but we're also getting a lot of like benefits from our stuff here. So I guess it's, you know, you take your lumps as you go. We can easily hit burst mode here. That's respectable. Let's just do as much as we can towards that. I mean, or we can overdrive too for the potions. That also seems pretty good. I mean, we'll probably do both, to be honest, but because we can still hit burst mode pretty easily here. Gotta take the potion because it's accurate. We need to get through to Graze and burst mode, because now we do actually defend properly against it here too. So there is that. Full Moon Howl to cut that down. Probably put the potion into the deck. One short of playing all out, which is annoying. Embrace just makes sense. It is frustrating that I'm not going to be able to heal this turn, though, by doing this, but oh well. Oh, Fleeting Fantasy is a fantastic card to get. The next attack that we play costs nothing. Now I could actually just heal. Yeah, and we will. 39 damage. Also, don't take damage from Mamilia here. A little bit of barrier, because there's no point playing a defense card that's going to exile itself when we don't need to. So, yeah. And potion. Yeah. Looking solid. Just add the stuff in. Play the charge. Add the stuff in. I should have played this one first, just in case I got into burst mode there. But we didn't, so I suppose it's fine. Let's play out the hand as much as we can first before we get to do all out, because we are going to draw, so that's the main thing. And probably don't even need to play this one, but again, it just looks so cool, so I'm going to do it anyway. We didn't, because 86 damage is enough. All out is ridiculous. Oh, that's tempting, but I don't think I can do that. We don't have a strong enough base for that. A strong astronomical telescope is, because adding astrologies to the hand at the start means I can go for digging more into the deck so I can get Embrace faster, is the hope. The Sake Dish is kind of neat. For every attack card you played last turn, you gain a temporary firepower the turn after, so that works pretty well with the burst stuff as well. And yeah, Yomu's Sword, the Rokanken, it applies lock-on every time you deal damage to a target. Very fun for multi-hit stuff. Also chopped. Yeah, very fun for multi-hit stuff, not really too useful for us here, and it doesn't give you mana, is the one thing you've got to really watch. We'll take the blue one, and go in the full light multicolor deck. Oh, thank you! Okay, so before we just snap pick Radioactive Elements, because it is the strongest card we could have possibly come across here, I do want to note the other two. Revive the Saint we have mentioned before. It's not very good, but it could probably be okay with our setup here. Like, choose cards based, you get to choose based on the amount of mana you put into it, and yeah, that's fine. Final Spark is pretty solid, 36 AoE, it does take 5 mana, but it is accurate as well. Normally it's 32 AoE, I think, when you don't upgrade it. That's still, like, a game ender against certain fights, even in Act 3, so that's fine. But when you upgrade it, if you enter Burst, then it goes back into the hand from the discard. So you still got to spend 2 additional mana than what Burst Mode gives you, but it means you've got 72 damage AoE on board, or 108 when you apply all out, which is insane. Radioactive Elements, though, we're in Potion. We're just basically budget Potion Marisa at this point. Yeah, whenever a potion is used, gain a charge and add the potion to the hand. If we upgrade that, we'll get 2 potions in the hand, and it basically pays for half of itself. It's great. Oh, we haven't fought Junko yet, so very good. Very good we're in potions too, because that's good against Junko. So, yeah. Alright, let's go for the upgrade path. Yeah, this is the sort of fight where Final Spark would just win, right? 36 to everything just wins this fight immediately. So this is the kind of one you'd be looking for. Let's see if we can get to Embrace here. Yes, we do. Twofold Chemical is also really good as well, though. We could enter Burst Mode to get it. That's not bad, actually, but I'm just not sure if I want to just use Embrace, because then the stuff costs 0. Yeah, I really want to get Twofold Chemical, but all of my cards in hand synergize with Embrace, so we're just going to do this instead. So, everything at 0. And we can get to Burst Mode from this now, so that's great. I think we want to put the potions in the deck as well, actually, before we do that. So add as many as we can. Full Moon Howl. Get into Burst Mode, draw 3. Radioactive Elements is pretty good to get here. Gain our charge. Potion just on that. I mean, applied vulnerable, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, we have more than enough defense to not worry about that. So, sure. And then what do we get here? I mean, this would be fine, but we don't need it this turn. I guess we just take the attacks. Yeah, we've got 2 attacks. We can take out 2 enemies here, and that seems good. Pretty solid opening turn, I would say. You know, just a little bit. By this sort of point, a lot of decks do just kind of spiral a fair bit, and we're kind of getting there. The only thing I would want at this point is the Smart Speaker to make sure that Embrace is in my opening hand at the start. But, like, we're almost there. This is, yeah, very silly at this stage. Yep, Burst Mode being achieved via potions is also very fun. Bright Starry Sky the Second. Yeah? I mean, I don't really care for any of the other stuff here. Reverse Boundary isn't amazing, because we're not losing... I don't think we're losing buffs that often. I guess if you had a ton of Overdrive, maybe this would be fine. Like, gaining Barrier. Does it gain Block normally? No, it's 3 Barrier, okay. So, like, that's, I guess, okay. And Hanawa Front, not really too worried about it. It's an attack that you can gain some block off it, but yeah, not really amazing. We'll just take the Starry Sky. The more times we get into Burst, the better, so yeah. I think, again, the only thing we're really missing is, I guess, potentially more Speed Duel would also work, but yeah, just being able to get into Embrace early is the big bit that I would really love. But, I mean, we have it here, so obviously that's very good for us. Yeah, I think we do just go for... Because we can always just draw extra with our other bit here. Yeah, I was thinking Radioactive Elements would be great to get first, but it's fine. We'll survive. Bright Starry Sky probably worth taking because that gets us into Burst Mode. But we have Alioth that we can scry into it as well, so let's just do that. We don't really need Devil's Reign first here. We go, yep, into that. So we get a draw. That's a really good pickup. And we'll go Elements. Gets us a draw. Kills off the bird. That's not bad. It's not even a draw. It gives us the charging. That's what I'm words are confusing right now, as you can imagine. Right, what else have we got? Purification Rod is pretty good. I don't think we're going to afford to play Convergence this turn. We don't need the block. We might want this one, but probably not. We do have Impatience in hand as well. We could draw with that. So that seems kind of good. Do that one. Evil Sealing Circle's not bad either. 20 damage to twice is pretty good. So that's probably something to go for. Yeah, let's use that as the attack, actually. It's not going to kill the bird at the top, but we don't need it to kill the bird at the top because we already have, like, adequate defense against that. Play this for the barrier, and... yeah, we'll put the potions in the deck. Seems alright. Anything else to do? Not really. I mean, I guess I could see what this gives. Could get more potions in the deck. Yeah, put more potions in the deck. Why not? Now our deck is just like full of potions for the Graze turn that we're gonna have here, and that is fine by me. I don't think I'm gonna play the alley off here. I could, but I don't think I need to. So now, boop, and boop, and more boop. And this is accurate, so we can just spam that now as well. All of our mana into the one thing, do 49 damage. Not that impressive actually, but it's good enough. Okay, what else can we get? Marcus study. Binding Border is kind of fun, but we don't have Barrier that often, so not taking that. Yeah, we'll just skip this one. None of those cards are too impactful for what we want right now. Oh, see, this is the one I wanted with the Hina doll, but we didn't get that before. So, yeah, I would have taken Drunk with the Hina doll, but we didn't get it, so whatever. We're just going to go for the fight here, I think. Breath of the Whale is actually kind of interesting here. Like, it could be okay, but it's just so frustrating to lose a mana on the first turn with it. Removing a card, though, like, that is actually tempting, because we do still have the basic blocks that, like, in theory, they're kind of bad. We don't have that many defense cards, though. Not, I mean, we have enough, right? We've got 5, 7, 8.5. Like, I guess this is technically a block. Like, we have 9. We have enough block cards. We don't really need to get rid of them. And they're not even that bad with... It's just like removing a card is always good because it gets you to embrace more. But I don't particularly want this, is the thing. So... let's just fight. Haven't you? Yeah, you still owe me. And it's this one. Okay. This could go pretty badly. Twofold Chemical is a really good opener, though. Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and do that first, because I want to have those potentially in the deck for everything here. So, now, when we use a potion, it's going to hit 2 things instead of just 1. So, hopefully, we get something good off of that. Craft Potion, is that really good enough here? It might be. Might have to use it, we'll see. Definitely discarding that. Baskin Stardust is very good here because they are doing a lot of damage, right? I think we're probably just going to have to play the boring card, play the defense here. But we have enough defense cards that I think that's reasonable. And with our charge, we can put 2 more potions in the deck too. We're still taking 1 damage here, but we can... I didn't actually want to take that, but whatever. You know what? Fine. We'll play it. It's gonna make our stuff more expensive here, which is annoying, but yeah, look how much the potions could do here, though. Very, very nice. Yeah, didn't exactly mean to take that one. I was looking at actually taking the one on the right-hand side, but oh well. Sometimes you just mess up, and that's the thing. This is a lot of mana to put into stuff, but I think this does actually go ahead and kill both of the drones, so it's worth it. Take them out. Almost take out, like, the Kappas through that too. That's kind of crazy. And then this will still do 42 through Optical Camouflage. So Blazing Star worked out, right? But that wasn't really what I wanted to do that turn. That's okay. We survived, we didn't take damage, and that is what really matters there. Can even heal a little bit too. Benefit. Alright. Acceptable. Did you do something? Left fan. Oh man. Left fan is one of the more complicated things to use. When the first card is played each combat, add a copy of it to the hand that costs 1 and has exile. You've really got to make sure you play the correct card in the first turn, the first part of your turn with this one in play. It's tricky, but it is so good. Especially if you get like one of your big abilities in the opening hand, being able to copy radioactive elements for just one is insane. Copying all out would also be pretty great. Okay, so there's some stuff that's worth noting here. I think maybe Meltdown is probably the best one to take. Like, I've mentioned Grimoire Study could be very good for us here, and yeah, I mean, it's nice dealing with Junko as well. This could be pretty good. Meltdown exiles a card from the hand for no mana and gains mana equal to that cost. You also add a rainbow to the hand, and the upgrade is that you get to use this twice, which is neat. So that's a very strong card, being able to gain a ton of mana off of this stuff here. And then Shivering Nightmare, because we're in white, blue, black at this point. Normally, this card does 4 damage to each enemy 4 times and exiles the entire hand. You add Pures to the hand so you get colorless mana to play, but because we have the Bicycle, it's upgraded to do 5 damage 5 times and exile all but 1 card that you can choose to exile all but 1 card. And yeah. I should say, you do still have to exile the hand, it's just you can choose to keep a card, so you don't have to exile absolutely everything else that's in the hand. It's fun, probably not very good here, although it does scale with burst quite nicely, so I suppose there is that. The question is, do I want to pay for one of these, or do I want to save the rest of it for the shop stuff? I think Meltdown is pretty good. We could probably get some use out of it, especially considering the pathway that we're on. Yeah, Meltdown is fun. I don't know if I want that though. Grimoire Study I think is probably fine. I'm going to skip, but I think you could very easily take like anything that isn't Shivering Nightmare there. Absolutely, like, those are good cards, I just don't think I want them at this point of time. Let's go for the event. Yeah, okay, we probably would be better going the other route, that's fine. So, we'll answer the question, we will gain our negative news, and we will gain ourselves a lot of money. And we can use that money at the end for shop number 3, I suppose. Oh, good lord, you are just throwing all the drone stuff at me this time around, aren't you? Okay, so this is what I mean, like, the most important thing to do now is make sure that you play the right card at the start of the turn, right? Because now we're going to get a 1-mana copy of it as well, so you really want to make sure that the card you play is the one that you want to play. Baskin Stardust, I think, is the card to play here. We can get a 1-mana copy of that we can now basically have 6 charge already. Speed Duel is available. And we can hopefully, I think we just want to draw more this turn. We don't need to get rid of this one because Replenish is going to be useful. We'll just get an extra draw anyhow. Impatience I think has got to be the card that we take here. Because I can't, unless I use the Boost Shake, I can't afford to play this turn as well. Yeah, I think it has to be Impatience. I'm probably going to have to play this card anyway, which is a little, don't know. Okay, so from here, where do we go? Evil Sealing Circle makes the most sense. We can't get to Burst Mode unless I use Bright Starry Sky though, and I think we need that before we play Evil Sealing. To take the most advantage of that, I think we do need to use the Boost Shake here. So, gain our burst. We can't draw because of the draw negation, but that is fine. The problem is it's not even killing anything. I think I might just Spark. Because that will kill. Yeah, we just Spark here. 52 to everything. We are going to get a reasonable bit of power back as well, though. Yeah, 27 power back off of that, and we have time to get to full power before we get to Junko. I've been looking for this the entire time as well. Hand Warmer is normally not a card that's super good until upgraded, but yeah, gain a Concentration. Concentration means you don't pay for Overdrive effects via charge. But it draws 3 cards for 0 mana. I've been wanting that the entire time. It's one of the best cards for this style. of deck for sure. We're getting to the point where there's not a lot of cards to upgrade at this stage, so I think it's probably Rainbow Star Blast is the best one to upgrade because the damage scaling gets so much better with it. So that is what we shall do. And now, what have we got? Dormy? Okay, just make sure we do some damage turn 1 and we will be fine. I swear, this card is completely locked to my opening hand. This is wild. Every single time it seems to just be there. Okay, Speed Duel probably wasn't the best one to play first, but I really didn't have a better option. So, sure, draw 6 cards now when we get into burst mode. That is a thing that you can do. I think probably we want to just go for this one. Yeah. 17 twice, it's not amazing, but it will do the job. Gets her out of her dream layer immediately, which is the main thing you want to do. And gain a tiny bit of barrier because we can't play the other cards, sure. Alright, now we have the big part to do. Got a lot of work to do. Radioactive elements is the obvious first thing to do here because we need to be able to pay for everything. I think this is fine anyway. We gain ourselves 16 damage twice, pretty good. Gain the rainbow back. It is a red-black card, so we can now play this with Asteroid Belt as well. And gain a ton of charge. Not quite enough to get into burst mode, but we are basically there. And Alioth will get us there, so... just in case, we don't have anything that uses blue mana right now, so... that is fine. We're drawing 6, so we probably don't need Impatience. Gotta be honest, I don't really know if we need any of these specifically. But I'll take the Craft Potion, because that could be useful. Twofold. Maybe. Let's save the Scry, actually, because if we're going to put potions in the deck... Yeah. Alright, what defense card do we get? Luminous? Luminous Mushroom? None of these give a lot of defense, is the frustrating bit. But Luminous is probably the best one, because that gets more potions in the deck as well. So we'll do that. I think we're taking a lot of damage here, but we're also relatively far into the stage, so it's probably not that big of a deal. See if we can get any potions out. We don't. Embrace is not something I can play this turn, so we will leave it on the top of the deck then. I think if I want the most damage out of this turn, I think Evil Sealing Circle is it from here. We're taking a lot, but it'll be fine. Evil Sealing is the most damage, but Devil's Rain is the one that gives me my health back, so I will just use that here, I think. Kinda wish we could have done a bit better with that, but it's okay. It's an awful lot of damage, but we're also just about to, like, really go all in here, so I don't hate the situation. Wish it could have been done slightly better, but Embrace is really good. All Out is going to help us a lot here. We draw a ton of extra cards as well, thanks to that. Get into our handy dandy vulnerable mode. Always makes a lot of sense here too. And let's just start playing our cards out. Craft Potion. Yep, 72 damage for a potion seems pretty good. Alioth also makes sense to do here. I mean, honestly, both of these make sense. Let's go ahead and use some of these first, actually, because I'm going to draw a lot off of Speed Duel. So, Starry Sky. Draw everything. And there she goes. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much you can do with damage-wise with Burst Mode. It's so nice. Dreamcatcher is fun. Gain our life back with this, too. Also gain the power back, that's kind of good. Let's remove one of the basic blocks. Seems good to me. This is a really good card to get to. Draw 3 and gain firepower or spirit for the attack and defense cards. We don't have a lot of attack and defense cards, but we have enough, right? I say we don't have a lot, like half of the deck probably is, but we don't have a ton of crazy attacks and stuff, so we're not going to get a lot of firepower off it, but we don't need to. We want to just draw so we can get to embrace better. Blink Dagger is another fantastic one to get here. This exhibit is insane. At the start of combat, discard any number of cards and then draw that many cards back. I don't know exactly what the reference is for the original price, I will admit. Is it like a cyberpunk thing or something? I don't know. Seems like it could be. Somebody can tell me in the comments, I'm sure, if you get this far in. This is also kind of reasonable. Play 3 attack cards in a turn, gain 5 block. I mean, that's sure, but I've not been getting much off of this, so I'm not really getting that many attack cards off. So Blink Dagger for sure. This just gets us further into the deck so we can get to embrace more readily, is the way to think about it here. So I think optimally you probably go on this path so you can pretend you've got like the most options. You could take 2 events or take the event plus exhibit, etc. You could also go for the non-elite fight if you are worried about it. Hello, Satori. This could be good. So I think this time we'll show the other result. I mean, we could heal. That's fine. We've got like 12 life we could heal, but I think we're okay health-wise, thanks to Mr. Fish up here. Let's go for the suggestion therapy and save the money for the shops that we've got left to go for. So we're only going to get like random cards off of it here, but we get the choice, and we get a really good choice here too. Yeah, between 20 common and uncommon cards to go through. So there is an awful lot here. I'm not going to go... I think we've already gone through basically all of them at some point here. Some highlights out of this, I think, for what we've got here. Transmigration, if you upgrade this, could be really good. Melancholy Eruption is kind of nice because it does a lot of damage as an AoE. Product of Failure is the one that I want though, because you add 3 potions to the deck and then you add a shadow to the hand. But if we've got Embrace the Darkness going, then that shadow is going to cost 0, so we don't have to worry. Shade is also kind of good. Gifts Given is an incredibly strong card too. Scrying cards, drawing 2. Drawing 2 is something you don't normally get from a Scry. And all the other cards go back into the deck from your discard. That's still fine. Like, this card is good, but not the one we actually want here. Dragon's Guard's Thunderbolt is kind of neat too for regular combat, but we're past that at this point. If you can KO an enemy with this, then you exile it and gain Flawless, so you only take 1 health of damage at a time. And now we're taking Product. That is pretty much the best option here. So, why do you keep thinking about this card? So yeah, we gain the card for free, and it's really, really nice. So I'm a happy camper with that right now. Super good. Okay, now we get to show off the Blink Dagger, and oh wow, we got it with a Purification Rod too. Oh boy. This is a spicy opening hand, my goodness. I don't think I need to discard that much out of this, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what do I even need to play with it here? Twofold Chemical seems absolutely insane as the opener here, because Left Fan is going to give us 2 uses of that. I guess we could probably get rid of Stargazing, because I might not have the mana to play that. We can probably get rid of the Purification Rod too, because we don't need that this turn. So draw an extra 3, doesn't really do too much for us, but that is fine. Okay, Twofold Chemical I think is better than All Out here, because yeah, we could get more mana off the thing, but this puts even more potions into the deck. And we have enough mana that All Out is still playable, and we'll get 3 mana off of that? I don't know, it's a tough one. Because if we play All Out first and get that from the Left Folding Fan, we gain access to an additional 2 rainbow mana by entering Burst twice. We do have to pay an extra 1 for it, but that is still reasonable. But if we do this one, we get 4 potions into the deck for very little cost actually. And that just seems better to me. I don't know. I might not be completely right, but I'm gonna go for that. We do have to play all out first, because otherwise we won't have the mana to pay for it after using this. But that's okay. Then Hand Warmer can come in. Now we get the potion coming out, 48 damage to both opponents. That's the other reason to play like twofold, as we do. Speed Duel, sure, we can play into that. It's not really going to matter too much. So then the other thing, we do now have an extra bit. Let's play Product of Failure here. Put 3 more potions into the deck, so that when we scry, we've got more chance of getting them. We might be able to play Embrace here. We'll see if that works out. We basically just need to like spike another potion off of our thing here. But honestly, if we get another potion, we just win anyway, right? So scry, there it is. Yep. And there we go. Twofold Chemical, I think, was the better option, because it just gave us more potions to get out of the deck, and that just ended up winning very quickly. Okay, Deep Memory's interesting if you can get the Instinct on it. It is rather nice, but just a little bit awkward. Improv is just draw 4, and when upgraded, draws 4 and gives a rainbow. That's where we want to be with this deck. Draw as many cards as we can. Oh, we got it! Oh, beautiful! Wait, Lakeside Dance is also insane. Hold up. You're seriously giving me that too. Okay, Smart Speaker is what I've been hoping to get out of the shop stuff here. Choose a card in the library, put it on the top of the deck at the start of every fight. Take it, grab ourselves Embrace the Darkness, and now our entire deck is completely online. Oh boy. Why are you giving me Lakeside Dance here as well? We are exiling every card in our deck because, or every non-attack in our deck because of the Embrace the Darkness, and you're gonna give me a card draw effect for that as well? That's just insane. Like, why would we not take that, right? Event Horizon also pretty fun. I say fun if you can win that turn, it's fun. You enter burst immediately for 1 mana, but you lose the game if you don't win that turn. So I would never take this, to be honest, but it is very funny. If you upgrade it, you gain 5 temporary firepower, so your burst mode is like 10 damage more. It's great until you go against Sager and she can't die in 1 turn anyway. So then it kind of sucks. The other stuff that we didn't get here, the Nimble Fabric is pretty good, although not good into the 2 bosses we have left. Gain 2 Graze at the start of the fight. Oh no, it's really good into it. It's the start of the 2nd turn. The Graze at the start of the 1st turn, I think, is the Tengu Fan. Yeah, that's actually pretty solid, but obviously couldn't afford that. And the Sunflower we've seen before as well. Gain 2 green mana every like few turns, 5 turns out of 12. Kind of cool, but not really what we need here. Supply Backpack is also pretty worth taking. I think we've got to take the card upgrade here as well. We want to get this upgraded because it costs nothing when you upgrade it. Like, are you for real? And yeah, the last one will take the Backpack. Taking another Full Moon Howl would have been good too, but extra card draw, that's just what we want to get through this deck. So we're going to have like no money for the final shop, unfortunately, but we could always still buy a card upgrade or a card remove or something. This is ridiculous at this point. Like, what do you even want me to say about this setup anymore? This is just absurd. I don't even think Starlight Convergence is that good at this point. That's how crazy the setup for this is. Maybe it is fine, but I don't see us having enough mana to like play it out this turn, so I'm just not even going to. This is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, Embrace immediately. We do get 2 copies of it. That was probably weird then. That's the one problem with the left fan, is that now like this doesn't really do anything from here. So probably twofold would have been better actually. It's possible you can, by the way, if you need to, restart levels. You do get counted as, like, there's a reload counter at the end of the thing, so, you know, take that as you will if you care about that sort of thing. But yeah, probably should have done twofold, and then Embrace after would have been the better play. Yeah, you've got to think, again, left fan makes you think a lot with this stuff. Sometimes mistakes are going to happen. I can't say I've played the greatest this run in general, so, you know. Don't learn from me sometimes, I guess. Most of the time it's been fine. I think most of my play has been decent, but, like, not in this run. I've been much worse in this run than I should have been. We will go for this one to get into burst this turn, I think. Because we have access to a fair amount of cards thanks to Speed Duel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can afford to play this and draw again. Radioactive Elements, really good. That gets us to burst mode again, actually. So, Full Moon Howl. Probably play the border as well. Luminous Mushroom is good. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take Mushroom to get more into the deck. Then we still have this. Now we don't immediately get to charge, but we have Alioth to get to burst. Sorry, so that's fine. We don't have All Out yet, so this is good. We'll get ourselves into burst mode. Get another potion out of that too. 2 potions out of that. Is she just gonna die this turn? I think she will. Product to failure. Put the potions in the deck. Get Shadow. Shadow can just get exiled. Craft Potion into deck. Improv potentially to get the mana at some point. I think we just burn like everything we can here. There's so much going on with it. Draw an extra one. We got 10 mana as well. Like, my goodness. Just use it to get it out of the hand. And I mean, we already win with Rainbow Star, so I suppose we should just do that. Waha! 279 damage in 1 hit. Yeah, sorry Clownfish, you're not even going to get to play today. Lunar Fan is really good with our setup, actually. At the start of your turn, you only lose half the block instead of all of it. So now we can just spam all of our defense cards and it'll be great. Oh, well, we get the Full Moon Howl back anyway. Okay, Rainbow Star Blast again is nice, but I don't think we need to use that, so we'll just take the Full Moon Howl here. Seems good to me. Alright, last upgrades. There's really not a lot to upgrade at this point. I guess we could probably upgrade, like, we could upgrade one of the basic attacks at this point, to be honest. Because if we do this, it's like going from 8 to 12 for 1 mana seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the only other option I think is the Great Hakurai Barrier, but it doesn't give that much. Like the Great Duplex, it's not that much of a thing, so... Oh well. Alright, so... Oh, before we get into the thing... Oh god, you are going to give me... double Lakeside. I don't think I need to ditch anything in this hand. This hand is busted. Oh, I need to use All Out as the opening play because of Junko. Okay, so to go over what Junko does here, every time you play a card, she purifies one of your mana. Purify being the thing we've seen from the Lunar Rabbit and from the drone. It converts one of your most abundant mana colors into a colorless. So if I don't play All Out in as the very first card here, then I will not be able to play it for the entire turn, because she's going to get rid of one of my red mana immediately. That's a bit of an annoyance, to be honest, because I would rather play Lakeside Dance as the pick here, but it's good enough. I don't need to ditch a single card out of this hand. This hand is broken, so yeah, we're going to just do what we have here. So All Out, enter burst mode, purifies one of the black mana, which is a bit annoying, but we do get access to All Out again, so we can get more burst here as well. Yeah, we'll do that, because I was thinking about it going, do I need to play it before to like not suffer from the purify here, but no, it's gonna be the same. Junko cannot purify Philosopher's mana. That is the Achilles heel of this fight. It's why this fight is like tolerable, because Purify does not work on Rainbow mana, which means I can just play the rest of this out as we want to. Lakeside Dance, every time we exile now we're going to draw a card, and Embrace the Darkness. Seems really good. Twofold Chemical is just going to get cards in the deck, but that is the main thing for it here. And now we go for our Skies. Hand Warmer, pretty good. So we're going to draw an extra card off of that as well. And draw free. And every single one of these skills that we exile, we're going to get an extra card draw at this point. I don't even know if I need Starlight Convergence. I think no, it's probably worth playing, actually. Yeah, let's do it. It's probably worth it, because I think we're going to be able to do so much damage with it. Yeah, we actually have run out of hand space now to do everything with our card draws. Ooh, Radioactive Elements is really good. We need to find a way of powering that. Okay. Powering it, but then also being able to actually... That's okay. The one problem with this now, we've got too many cards in the hand, so because the potions get added to the hand, one of the potions off of this is not going to have space to get added. So I don't know how we're actually using Radioactive Elements here, I'll be honest. Because I think like I could draw and gain the rainbow to play it, but then I'm only going to have one space to use it. I don't think there is actually like a reasonable way of me playing that card right now. It's kind of insane to think about. So Product of Failure, pretty good. Get that there. Exile that. We're just gonna play like everything and see if we can get anywhere. Too many cards in hand is a funny thing to have a complaint about, but we might just kill it with regular potion stuff here. They're taking 72 as a regular like attack here. That is absurd, dude. This is so silly. Gain a bunch more blocks, sure. Luminous Mushroom, sure. That can put more potions in the deck. Blip, blip. Now we have 7 mana right now. I'm trying to just think, like, where else do we even go? We could play Impatience just to have the draw negate so we don't draw any further, in order just to keep going with it as a mainstay. This is already doing so much, though. Yeah, we just win with this, right? 311 damage. Sorry, Junko, you don't even get to play today. So what Junko does is her spell card there. She puts 2... Pure Radiance, I think it's called. It's a status card that purifies 2 when you draw it, and it doesn't exile like most status cards do. And then she just does like a bunch of damage, as you would expect to do. She doesn't actually heal, I think, ever. So that's a thing. She is also colorless based, as your Purify mechanic would let you know, right? So that's why you'll get colorless tools off of her, or exhibits off of her. The clear one to take here is the Philosopher's Stone, because Rainbow Mana is insane for us, but the Gungnir, if we had to fight like Vermilion or someone, that could be decent, but Graze is not really much of a thing in the final fight, so we obviously take the Philosopher's Stone, gain ourselves a Rainbow Mana, and yeah, this was one of the reasons I was looking at going into blue in the first place, for Replenish Fuel over here. This might actually be a good card for it because of our draw issues there. Discard any number of cards in the hand. For each one discarded, gain a charge. This used to cost, I think, like 2 mana or something. It got reduced in cost, so it's only 1 mana at base. It's 0 at this point, which is pretty good. The other options do damage, take an extra turn, but you've got time limit. That's kind of annoying. And Dreadful Raging Waves is good if you've got temporary firepower, but that's more of a Reimu thing than it is a Marisa thing. Yeah, I'll take Replenish Fuel. Card is decent enough. Alright, not a lot of money for this final shop. Witch's Crucible is probably about as good as it gets. A couple of interesting cards for it here, though. Fireworks Potion is a really fun card if you've got a ton of generation like we do, so you can gain a lot of damage actually from this. It's usually 12 plus 6 for every potion that's in the deck. Upgraded, it just does a lot, so that's fun. Shoot the Moon is another one of the Overdrive cards. Overdrive's free at base. This got reworked slightly, so it does very slightly more damage. It used to be 15 damage and 19 damage as a single attack, but now it does damage multi-time, so most of the time this is going to be an upgrade. Only a couple of situations does this end up being bad. The Overdrive effect of gaining Graze is quite strong, so this card is still reasonably good. And then the other one is Light the Furnace, which could be worth taking. Gain 2 charge, 4 charge on upgrade, and you gain firepower, which is affected by burst, so much more output, basically. It is a bit expensive, but could still be worth. But I think the play here has got to be take the Crucible. It's a shame I can't take this as well, but we can still either remove or upgrade. Have I got any like basic attacks or something still? No, we transformed the basic ones. I've got a basic block, but I don't think that's even that bad considering we just exiled these. Yeah, let's just... Well, what else are we upgrading is the thing. There's not much to even upgrade, is there? Because it's upgrade this, which we can do at Yukari. What else are we even upgrading? Like the duplex barrier, I suppose? It's probably good enough. Yeah, we'll do it. I think it's a weird situation, but I genuinely think because we have the smart speaker and like embrace the darkness immediately, we've got so many ways of like punching through the deck that don't require the use of, like, it doesn't require a small deck size to work, that I just don't really see the need to do less, you know? So, okay, Product of Failure is a really good opener. That's probably the one to do. We don't really need the attacks here, so we'll go for this. Okay. Yeah, I think Product of Failure is the best opening card to play because we still have the Rainbow that we can play Embrace with. And this will give us an extra copy of it as well, so we can put 6 potions in the deck. Makes the most sense here. So we get that. We will now play Embrace because that will reduce the cost of the Product of Failure to 0 anyway. Except it won't because it's got its cost change from the other bit. I lied, it's fine. And now we can just kind of play through as much as we want. So let's do that. The thing is, the one thing you've got to watch is how many cards you play before you've got like block and stuff here, because she does do damage to you with every card that's played. So maybe got to be a little bit careful about that. We just don't have block in this hand right now, which is a bit annoying. But we also have life regain from Remelia's attacks, so I think we will be fine. Twofold Chemical is next one to go in, just get more potions in the deck. Draw 4. Oh, see, this is kind of annoying, isn't it? Because now we have this in hand, which we do not care for. Astrology, All Out I can't play. I really want to, but I don't think... I'd have to draw like a lot of potions to be able to play that this turn, so not gonna risk it. Yeah, this is as much damage as I've like ever taken from her at the beginning here. This is looking a little scary, but we can finally get some defense going, so... Neat. Oh, I could have played All Out in the end by looking at this. Whatever. Let's gain ourselves the charge, gain ourselves Asteroid Belt damage. It's pretty good. Definitely need to heal as well, so that we don't take extra damage off of that. We could just get into Burst by using Replenish Fuel. That is very much an option here. We could also just do it by using Alioth though. So, Alioth it is. Oh yeah, we can discard the Reversed Hunger too, so that is also an option. Right, go there, gain ourselves our card draw. Lakeside finally decides to show up. I mean, we're about halfway through the deck, so I suppose that's a reasonable thing to think. I'll go there, draw off of that. Probably apply the vulnerable. Radioactive Elements is good if I can squeeze it in. I can, because I have a draw, like just a damage deal here. And then that's probably going to be the last thing I want to do with this turn, because she's no longer able to take damage, so I'd rather not like overdraw on the stuff, which is kind of where we got to there. We sort of overdrew a bit, but see, this is where like I like Starlight Convergence, because now I can just spend all the mana on this. 58 damage 6 times. That's just gonna do. I mean, this is with bursting counted, right? But that's just gonna kind of do all the damage I need at this point. It's kind of absurd. She is doing the spirit thing. Okay, so she is doing the summons. That probably isn't a problem, but I guess you never know. Alright, Witch's Crucible. Put the potions into the deck. First obvious bit to do. Duplex Barrier now, so we can defend very well. Get more potions in. More potions all the time. Twofold Chemical helps a lot when she's done the pendant thing, so we still get a bunch of damage on her as well. And each one of these is giving us charge too, so we're basically already back to parity on that, which is really good. Yeah, we have like too many cards at this point. What a problem to have, right? We've got too many cards to play through. It's very silly. I'm actually tempted just to use this as well, just because we don't need our spell at this point. So we'll just consume it. I could have removed that instead of upgrading. That is probably something people could have picked up on. It's like maybe I should have removed that instead, but I just didn't want to. I guess, I don't know. Didn't think about it too much. Like I say, some of this run has been a little on the scuff side. It's fine. So now we're looking for all out as far as like main game plan goes here. We should be killing her in just the couple of turns. So like we should take her out before things get too rough here. Craft Potion. Our deck is looking really thin at this point too, which is very good. So yep, all out. And I mean, the Starlight Convergence would be, a Starlight Typhoon would be great to get, but do we even need it? We do need a little bit more damage, so we do have to go a little further. How much further do we want to go is always the question. Let's go for the Scry. Product of Failure still being available, by the way, is really good. Because I would like to just use that again, I guess. Oh yeah, right, Burst Mode. There's a thing. Yep, put the stuff back in. And shoot. 10 more damage in order to get away with everything here. Because we want to make sure we have like the 300 threshold basically for next turn. That's where we need. So Shadow, and there it is. Evil Sealing Circle. We do not need to play any other cards. We have more than enough defense for this turn. And next turn we're going to draw the Starlight Typhoon and win the game with that. Yep, potions coming in. Rainbow Star Blast could probably also do it, but the Starlight Typhoon would be the fitting one, right? Considering how much I was like, that card's probably not very good. There it is. And yeah, just look how much damage these are doing, though. This is absolutely absurd, right? And this is before we just go into burst mode. And now 87 damage 6 times. This is why there's a limit as to how much damage she can take in one thing. 131 because of the vulnerable armor too. Good lord. Yeah, just in case you didn't think we were strong enough by the end. Yeah, it's so funny how strong Potion Marisa ends up being, that even in the unfavorable shot type, if you can get into it, Potion Marisa is still probably the way to go. This one was a ton of fun to go through. We got a lot of different colored stuff going on. We got a lot of cool things from it as well. We got to show Twofold Chemical and why that was so strong as well. And yeah, we didn't really get, well, we got one blue card, right? Because we took Raimi's exhibit. We got Lakeside Dance that did a ton as well. And yeah, Embrace the Darkness plus Lakeside Dance is absolutely absurd. The other combination that I've had with it as well that we could have maybe seen there if we just had a different like card from the shop there is Luna Market, where every exile card gets replaced with a random card as well. So if they're not attack cards, then they just become fantastic as well, right? They become 0 cost, and it's so fun. Yeah, this was amazing. just Embrace the Darkness is such a fun skill to have, and a fun ability to have around, and I'm so glad that we got to show that off here. So hopefully you enjoyed the silliness as much as I did here, because boy did I enjoy the silliness here. Thank you very much for watching, and next time it is Sakuya B, the extra turn queen. So until then, take care.